right.
Okay, all right. Okay, so now
Up.
for a complete tonal shift,
Yes.
we are going to read the second chapter of Sylph of Breath's 5 Years. It is sad stuck. In the first chapter,
Oh
June and
no.
Roxy had broken up, and June was really, really, really depressed.
Mm.
We are now flashing back to the beginning of their relationship, prior to either
Yay.
Roxy or June coming out of or
Um.
transitioning rather.
Yeah. There's a Rose, a Roxy, and a narrator, I believe, and that's it. I'll do narration on this one
Okay.
because I haven't done that yet.
I'll do Rose.
I can do Roxy.
Okay.
Cool.
This will be my last one because I'm getting sleepy.
Okay.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah, it's
Past
like
my
Andrew
bedtime.
bedtime. Yeah. No worries.
There's a June?
Is there a June?
no.
Sure.
Not in this chapter, I don't think.
Okay. Is that it?
June was just
I
born.
believe that's it.
Okay.
God.
Then I will just kind of like
This
chill
will be
with that.
your sit out one because after that it's just going to be the three of us, so we're going to be reading on all of them, except for love letters because it's only Rose, but we'll figure that one out.
That's true.
Alrighty, let me know when y'all are ready, and I will start.
Wait, who was I? Was I Roxy?
You're Roxy.
Yeah.
Bucky
Nice.
is Rose,
Okay, cool.
and I am narrating. I will read the summary as well because it's a little like lyric thing.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for someone. I've been praying for someone. I think that I could be in love with someone like you. Rose takes a pointed sip of her tea without breaking eye contact, then sets down her cup and asks,
So, are you going to bring up the real reason you're here in my home drinking my tea? Or shall I?
You take a sip from your own cup and blink in Rose's direction to imply that you have no idea what she's talking about. You're pretty sure you know what she's talking about, though you're not sure she knows about the thing you think she's talking about that you've been planning to bring up, but have not yet found the courage.
Your date with John?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh God. Oh geez, he told you?
No, Roxy, he didn't tell me. He asked me.
You tug your shirt halfway up your face, mostly for show, but also to hide the huge goofy grin that you can't control.
Oh my God, what? Are you serious?
It was weird.
OMG, Rose. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You are absolutely loving this right now.
What exactly did he say? Wait, is that me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He just pestered me last week and started rambling on about mothers and daughters and how he knew how important I am to you and you to me and how much he valued my friendship and that he didn't want to, quote, make things weird. And then I finally insisted he get to the point and he asked if it would be, quote, okay with me if he asked you out on a date.
Oh, John. Oh my God. What an adorable little gentleman.
Well, I'm glad you think so. I just told him you are an adult who can make their own decisions and to please never mention this conversation again.
She takes another deliberate sip of tea, egging you on to pick it up from here.
So
So,
what do you think?
well, Roxy, I was sort of holding out hope that you'd end up with a nice Jewish boy.
Rose, seriously?
No, Roxy, I'm engaged to an alien.
She takes another sip.
But what does it matter what I think? As I said, you are a fully capable adult, as is John, and I love you both dearly and want you to be happy, so that's what I think.
You were sort of hoping for a little bit more than that. You would have accepted resistance or encouragement, just at least with a bit more enthusiasm for you to work off of. You wonder why you would expect to get that from Rose, but she must sense your disappointment. Or maybe she was just fucking with you, and finally throws you the bone you've been waiting for.
So, are you going to tell me how it went?
And that's all it takes to bring back your big, stupid grin, so wide that it feels like your face is trying to rip itself open.
It was oh geez, Rose, it was perfect. Oh, God, it was so fucking amazing.
You throw your face into your hands and just sort of half giggle, half squeal into them for a few seconds. Rose graciously waits while you do this.
Like, I can't even how to even describe it, Rose. It was just so fucking sweet, and he like did all this stuff where he opened doors and pull out my chair for me, and it was absolutely precious.
Hmm.
And like he was super nervous at first, which was so fucking cute. But then we started talking and he calmed down, and like the way he was looking at me when I was telling him about my stupid idea for a book, like he was really, really listening. Like he cared so fucking much. Like I was the most interesting fucking thing in the world. Just
It all becomes too much again, and your face goes back into your hands for another quick giggle squeal. Once again, Rose waits.
okay. And then he was telling me about how much he used to be into computers when he was a kid, like coding and shit. And I was like, OMG, me too. And then we started talking about how he was thinking about trying to get back into it. And I was like, and make a game like based on Spur, but without the, real life apocalypse stuff. And God, the way his eyes just sparkled when he was talking about it. And to be honest, I don't even remember most of what he said. I was too distracted by his adorable fucking face to even listen.
Interesting.
And then I don't know how this even happened, but we must have been talking for a long time because suddenly the restaurant was empty and the poor waiter came over and was like, "Pardon me, sir, madam, you gotta fucking leave now, please." But like nicer, obviously. So we went and he was like, "Hey, let's just leave the car here and walk." So we walked all the way to the park and around the lake a bunch of times, then to the other side of the park and just kept talking about like literally everything, the game and before the game and everything that happened since. And like, it wasn't even scary or hard or embarrassing or anything. It was just perfect.
That sounds lovely, Roxy.
Yeah, but that's not even the best part. So we left the park and we were still walking and talking and walking and talking. And then all of a sudden he looked up and was like, "Oh shit, it's getting light." And I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, you're right." And he was all, "The car is super far away. Let me call you a cab." And I was like, "Okay, listen, this was smooth as fuck." I was like, "Okay, but I think we're real close to your house now. So let me walk you home first." And we weren't even that super close to his house, but he fucking did.
Well played.
I know. So we walked to his house and we weren't talking as much as anymore, but like not in a bad way at all. It was like totally comfy and nice. And then we get to his house and he just kind of stood there at the end of the driveway because like even though a part of me really wanted to go home and sleep because of all the walking and because it was like 6 a.m, most of me did not want to let this boy out of my sight, you know? And like not to brag, but I'm pretty sure he was thinking about the same thing because then he got all nervous again and was like not going inside and kept trying to think of something else to talk about. But then I don't know if he did this because I was so fucking tired or he was just standing there all sleepy eyed and dopey and cute as fuck. But I just like snapped and I grabbed him by his perfect little face and I kissed him right there in his stupid, adorable little mouth.
Wow.
I know, right? Like, I know I should have asked first, but the way he just put his hands on my waist, like, oh my God, swoon, and started kissing back and Rose. And I don't use this word lightly, especially for you, but it was fucking magical.
Sounds like it.
Like, for reals, magical.
I don't doubt it.
I'm like downright goddamn smitten, Rose. I can't even with this adorable fucking boy.
Roxy, I'm very happy for you. I really am. I do have one follow-up question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, at any point, mention to him what you and I have been discussing lately?
And just like that, you go from feeling like you're floating on a cloud to right back down on Earth's sea. For someone who supposedly loves wizards, Rose sure does know how to ruin a magical moment with a practicality.
You mean the gender stuff?
I do.
No, I didn't say anything about the gender stuff.
Hmm.
I almost did a few times, but whenever I tried to sort of drop some tiny little hints, he kind of seemed like a little uncomfortable. I don't know. It was super subtle, and honestly, I was probably so nervous that I was just imagining it. But everything else was so wonderful. I didn't want to mess it up by pushing it. So, no, I didn't tell him.
Rose takes another stern, motherly sip of tea, not angry, just disappointed.
Well, Roxy, forgive my crass assumptions, but it sounds like perhaps you'd like to see John again.
Yeah. Didn't you listen to anything I just said?
And it sounds like perhaps you'd like to continue seeing him for a not insignificant period of time.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
So, do you then agree that perhaps it might be important that John is aware of the status of your gender identity? Maybe before certain words start getting tossed around that may not be as appropriate as one might assume.
Rose is completely right, as usual. You know that. But instead of immediately telling her so, you just hang your head in shame.
I didn't mean to upset you, Roxy.
No, Rose, you're completely right, as usual.
You just what?
You almost want to cry, but you restrain yourself.
What if it's a deal breaker? You know, like, what if John's only into girls?
Rose surprises you by setting her cup down and putting her hand on yours in an act of uncharacteristic warmth.
Roxy, I have known John for most of my life, and I cannot promise you that it will be an easy conversation. But I truly believe that if you are honest with him, and open, and patient, he will pleasantly surprise you. He's obviously quite, what was the word you used? Smitten? With you as well, Roxy, as he well should be. I can't imagine he'd be willing to let a silly little thing like gender get in the way of that.
Yeah, it's silly.
As is your way, you try very hard not to show how much the words hurt. But Rose catches her mistake anyway.
I didn't mean that, Roxy. I'm sorry. It's not a little thing. It's important. I know it is.
It's okay, Rose. I know what you meant.
And you do.
And you're right. You're right. I have to tell him. I'll tell him. I'll tell him today. And if he wants nothing to do with me, then I guess at least I can work on getting over him sooner rather than later.
You whip out your phone before you get the chance to lose your nerve. Gypsy Nostalgic began pestering ectobiologist.
Hey, John. Thanks again for last night. I had so much fun. Anyway, do you want to maybe come over later to talk?
Oh, hey, thanks for the
follow, whoever
did that at exactly the right time.
Nice.
The gender.
The
Gender.
gender stuff.
The
Gaster
gender.
Two Soul is
Gaster
now
Two Soul.
hosting something